Comrade Chair, comrades and colleagues, I really don't think this needs to be such a big issue. Basically, I think Tanti has given 5 reasons why the extension is necessary. Advocate Frank Jenkins came to us and explained that the word extension can be used, and that's what we understand it to be, but in terms of the Act as it currently exists, it's an appointment. So he explained if you do it for 3 months after the elections, that is actually an extension. Insofar as the legal issues that Mr. Mania raises, it's quite tiresome, really, and I'm tired of engaging with him, but you have to be truthful to the House. So here there is an email at 10:29 in response to Mr. Mania's repeated request to us to call this off. At 10:29, and he received this 5 minutes later. And he knows, here, Advocate Jenkins, if there's a rule that allows me to table this to the House, I would like to table this to the House. Let the public and the members see whether Mr. Mania is telling the truth or what the lawyers are. Both, this thing is CC to Zoreya Adekari. It says that Mr. Mania's belief that Advocate Adekari and Advocate Jenkins are at variance is not true. Moreover, he knows full well that in no way can Advocate Jenkins make representations to us on legal matters without Advocate Adekari seeing it. It's here in black and white in a language that he speaks. It's not in Sesotho. It's not in Shangaan. It's not in Shivenda. It's in English, his language. Why does he continue to say these things? So I would like to know, Comrade Chief Whip, can we table this? Let the public see. I'm not going to respond more than that. Now let me come to this. I want to thank the 3 opposition members that are sober. EFF, Mr. Paulson, we don't always agree. And you have every right to say what you say about the head of the PBO and so on. But it's not a legal process matter. Mr. Singh, I want to tell you, in an exchange with an NGO that was misled about this matter, they asked me, when will you advertise? And I said, it's a very good question. So I want to take it to the committee, Comrade Tandi, that actually we should advertise in January and allow it to continue for 3 to 4 months. But when the new incoming parliament comes in, they already have. We close it just a week before the next elections. Then when they come in, the closure is there, the names are there. You see, in our party, we don't believe, with due respect to you, Comrade Chair, that you're a chairperson for life. Nor do we believe that I'm a chairperson for life, as if I want to chair this committee, but forever. So, unlike them, the DA, we are clear. There's going to be a new parliament. There's going to be new chairpersons. There's going to be a new board. There's going to be a new speaker, even if it's the same person that comes back. Let them decide, not us. Furthermore, what I want to say is, we are very clear, as the chief piped in and interrupted. This man has been there for 5 years. He was appointed according to a particular process. This is not a new appointment. Advocate Jenkins has explained ad nauseum that there is no specific provision in the Act on exactly what form of open and transparent process you should take. Moreover, on every occasion what we find, when Mr. Mania doesn't get his way, he rushes at the last minute to look for some obscure rule, some obscure provision in some obscure part of the rule book. At every account he's failed. Now let's be utterly clear. As Parliament, it would be irresponsible for us to pass this report violating the very law that we passed. And this law doesn't come from the executive. It's about one of the few bills that came from Parliament. Now, if the process was flawed, why did the DA participate in that process? Why did they say they reserved their right to vote? Why have they not rushed to the Constitutional Court? It's such a minor matter. Ultimately, if indeed it goes to the court, if they got the time and money to waste, and the court found there's some technical legal procedure we didn't observe, I would imagine the committees will meet again. They will, in fact, abide by what the Constitutional Court says. And based on the 5 or 6 reasons Tandi has given, Comrade Tandi has given, they will say it's reasonable to do. It's not for us to decide for the next Parliament. So we must be very clear, there is nothing in what Advocate Jenkins or Advocate Adhikari have said that preclude us from doing what we've done. We put it in the Z list. What complaint we do have, Chief Whip, is that it came to us on the 16th. I've told Cedric Frolick, Comrade Cedric Frolick, before somebody interrupts, as if that's a brilliant interruption, but you know the children we have in this house. So Comrade Cedric Frolick, we told him, it was unacceptable that you gave it to us on the 16th, when you knew full well, Cedric, that it should be done. You've explained the reasons, which I can't reveal here, unfortunately, but I'm sympathetic and empathetic with you. I think the Chief Whip knows. So it's unacceptable that it's so limited time. But really, even if we had that time, we'd have still come to the same conclusion for the very reason that our three colleagues and comrades in the opposition party have said. Now, let me be clear. The attack on Professor Jayed personally, it's uncouth, actually, lacking in grace and inhumane because of the power Mr. Mania has to say it. He may not have performed like a genius, but like all of us, first of all, Mr. Mania, he has a lot to offer beyond what he has done. He has a lot to learn. But there's no evidence apart from a very disgruntled member who's obsessed with dealing with Mr. Jayed, though he's lost his CCMA case. There's no evidence. I, in fact, spoke with Chairperson, I spoke with 4 of the staff members. All of them said they're not demoralized, and they said, no, dysfunctional. They've written a letter, which I will table to the committee, saying that they don't understand what the point is about their dysfunctionality. It is just wrong for MPs to abuse people. And Mr. Jayed has no intention of serving another 5 years. In fact, because it's come to this, I hope he understands when I say he doesn't want to serve. In fact, he wants to leave. He's got family and other responsibilities. The whips, the Speaker's office and the chairperson of the NCOP prevailed upon him to say. So he's only going to say, moreover, it is he more than most people who have come to this committees of ours and said, can we have greater clarity on our administrative independence from the Secretary of Parliament? He has to carry that through, not somebody new. And so he endorsed his appointment. Thank you very much.